This video is sponsored by Ren. Learn more details about that later in the video.
I want law enforcement agents running up onto that stage, tackling that piece of garbage, that scum.
Oh, big man over here, tough guy. This is rich, and this makes sense. This dude was showing up in school districts that he doesn't even attend. He had like, oh, I got a place on Airbnb so I could go to this school district and talk about how they're trying to trans youth and do you know how weird that is to be like this invested, where you have to go to a school that your children don't attend to be able to be a bigot? And that is so weird, just to be there like, okay, so don't have any skin in the game in this one. Just want to say though, these freaks here are trying to pervert our children. It's like, our children, mother? What are you doing right now? Go home.
What is this, Steven Crowder?
Let's get away from the idea of a stolen election, because of course you can't discuss that. Of course you can't say that intelligence agencies, mainstream media, and those at big tech colluded to try and alter the election. You can't say that. You can't say that the Hunter Biden story would have actually altered the outcome of the election, except for the fact that Biden voted.
It was released. The Hunter Biden story got out. It was supposed to be the surprise. It wasn't. Most people were just like, okay, yeah, all right. That one's not moving the pulse as much as, I don't know what Donald Trump is trying to do right now.
Themselves said that it absolutely would. You can't argue, right? We can't argue that for some reason out there there are groomers. You're not allowed to talk about that because it's a term that's no.
You're absolutely allowed to. Did you hear a huge report just came out of France? Apparently 260,000 children, victims, 260,000. We're not talking about one or two. I'm talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands. And if you include programs that are directly associated with the Catholic Church, apparently the number reaches 330,000 child victims of pedophilia. Yeah, by the Catholic Church in France. That's one country, just one country. Yeah, that's very high numbers, incredibly high numbers. Apparently it makes up 4% of all the sexual assaulted children in the entire country. That's insane. We should probably talk about that if we want to go after groomers. We have a very, very well documented and easy place to start, you know? You don't have to try and look for coded messages, Wayfair cabinets, hidden people, ghosts, specters. You know, you can actually go after the real groomers because we got the stats on that one. So
no longer allowed. Also, the term woman is no longer allowed. The term patriot is no longer allowed.
Woman, yes. The left says you can no longer say woman. No, you can't say woman anymore. So saith the left. It's actually the opposite. If we're just trying to expand the definition, it's kind of like how it'd be really weird if we said that, like, you know, indigenous women aren't considered women. That's weird. That's a very racist thing to say. Why would you say that? Women can mean more than just one type of woman. Just like it's not only cis women who are women. Trans women are also women. And trans women aren't trying to say that they are cis women. I actually have never heard a trans woman say that. Just like I've never heard a trans woman say that they're a cis man. That's kind of the whole point. That's the whole point of them trying to get you to identify that, trying to get you to respect that. That's what they're asking. That's maybe why you're not able to do it. I don't know. That and the whole baby diaper shit.
But
these are not real things. Like that, there's never been a thing. He's just, oh God. I wish we could like give Republicans some problems so that they could like actually focus on real world issues rather than like made up. It's just they're so comfy and cushy in their little space that they have to like make up stuff all the time. It's got to be hard after a while. Dude, you're tripping. Republicans have real problems. This is just what they want to bitch about. No, man. No. What real problems for someone like Steven Crowder? They're literally making up shit. There's no like directional anti-Republican problem that like legitimately and routinely impacts the lives of Republicans. Unless their problem is that they can't say the N-word without scrutiny. Like that's a made up issue.
Donald Trump was removed. The Hunter Biden laptop story was removed. People who criticize Twitter's policy regarding
removed from what? Is this Twitter? It was removed? Like you're gonna have to be more specific, Stephen. The stories weren't like just erased off the face of the public atmosphere. It just turns out like most people in America, they weren't as concerned with the fact that Hunter Biden may be, in their eyes, degenerate as they were about other things, other issues. That just didn't move the electoral pulse as much as Trump and the Trump campaign thought it would. They really thought, like, this is it, this is going to be huge. And like, oh my God, it turns out that both the RNC and the DNC, while Trump was president, as released and revealed by Matt Taibbi and the Twitter files and Elon Musk, the benevolent overlord of Twitter now, we now know that, in fact, both of them were granted special privilege. As in, under capitalism, people with more power, more capital, are granted more privilege with the government, and also capital influence influences government and vice versa. The government also was moving, like the FBI was suddenly saying, hey, by the way, these are people that we think are bad. Could you or not do something about that? And then they were like, so for this one, yes. For this one, no. For this one, maybe. This one, we're not going to do much. And it's the revelation. Turns out, yes, the government had communication with the largest tech companies in Silicon Valley and still does. It doesn't matter if it's under Biden, under Trump, doesn't matter who, they're most likely going to have a seat at the table and vice versa. Those giant tech companies also get to meet in the White House and speak to the president and that kind of shit. Yes, this is how the system works.
Child pornography were removed. People who were conservative were removed. I'm not talking about a stolen election because I would never say that. Look, hey, you're now experiencing a stealing of your
fucking testicle. What a scrotum. Just can't do it, eh? Just shrinking. You won't even be like, you won't even be strapped in fucking big gun, big man, fucking masculine man here. You won't even fucking follow through on that. You can't even help out Daddy Trump. Yeah.
country. Let me put a fine point on it. Do you believe the United States is a country where those in power support sex with children? If not, there are enough people, not all of them.
Yeah, they're just like, it's...
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were there. Are you gonna name names? You're just gonna straight up be like, every member of the United States administration, as long as Democrats are in power, is actually trying to have sex with children. Just going there. You kind of stopped with the whole, like, let's be subtle or have a little bit of, like, you know, reserve in how we go about this whole groomer pedophile slander. Now it's just fucking shotgun style at the walls. Everything's a groomer. Everything's a pedophile. Everything I don't like is a pedophile. Yeah, I've come to realize that. Not a huge fan of pecan pie, so again to say that's pedophile pie. Yeah, that's pedophile pie right there. Not a huge fan myself, so clearly that pie is a pedophile.
Weird.
Dog, you're Canadian, shut the fuck up. True. I mean, that's gonna have to go in both ways at this moment. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a lefty perspective, but still true. Hi. Do you like air, as in breathing, as in being alive? I do as well, as does my son, Chico. And we're apparently not doing really good things to the planet, which is why I want to talk to you about a very exciting app called Ren. Ren is a monthly subscription service that actually helps fund climate initiatives and projects.
And tracks how much your carbon footprint is. And here's the cool part. The first 100 people that sign up using this link
will get a free, yes, that's 100% free, 10 trees planted in their name. Could you think of anything more stupendous? I can't. Well, having air is nice. It's good. Let's continue to have air and climate and live and enjoy ourselves. So please sign up for Ren today.
Republicans have decided like everyone's a pedophile except the Republicans. Like that's crazy. They're like, if you're gay or if you like support gay people existing in society, you are a pedophile is not the successful communication strategy they think this is. You are becoming increasingly more unhinged and turning into the fucking guy at the subway station. You don't want to be that guy. That guy's sweaty. That guy's gross. That guy is like unfortunately deeply mentally ill. That guy needs mental health treatment. Okay. That guy needs healthcare. And I think that it's wild that they've decided, like, it's wild that they've basically fucking decided, like, no, we're gonna be...
Pecan pies are delicious. Oh, I agree. That was a bit. I'm down. I fucks with pecan pie. Who doesn't fucks with pecan pie? You have to be a war criminal to not fuck with pecan pie. Don't worry. I got you. We're okay.
We're gonna lean into that guy. Like, we're gonna lean into being that guy super hard. I'm that guy for 2024, you know? It's crazy.
Of course not, but there are enough people in positions of authority who think that
By the way, they're outguying that guy, I should add. Like right now, Tim Pool is outguying fucking Steven Crowder in terms of being the fucking bigot supreme. Like right now, Tim Pool's the bigot supreme. He's going way harder than Steven Crowder is. Steven Crowder kind of seems fucking a little bit fucking, I don't know, cold feet, if you will, in terms of like he's kind of just dialing everything back. I'm not going to say at the end of the day that I happen to think that the election was stolen. I don't know.
It should be a part of the fabric of our country. Let's not talk about an election. You are having your country stolen from you. And to be clear, not talking about open borders, though I have a problem with that. I'm not talking about people coming on work.
Fucking epic, bro. Oh, you got a problem with open... Oh, fucking epic.
Work visas. I am talking about people in positions of power who have decided that values that we have held since the beginning of the founding of this country, and by the way, all of Western civilization.
Like half the founding fathers fuck children, by the way, like 14-year-olds
and own slaves.
So don't know
and
what
own
kind of
slaves.
and also own slaves.
Yeah,
so
that
this
one.
notion that like this nation's inception
had sex
is
with
like
child
also
slaves.
he's Canadian. Like what the
Had
fuck
sex
do you
with child
mean? Our
slaves.
founding fathers, like shut up, bitch. You
Hey, I say this as a Canadian. That is fucking sad. That is sad and weird. I know I sometimes slip because it's just a thing when you're doing shows, entertainment, broadcasting, you're talking about political issues. You obviously kind of use the royal we because you want to talk about the same issues. And I have to correct myself and be like, obviously, Americans, when you pay your taxes, you're paying for this fucking massive ass war machine. But it would just be so weird to say with conviction and pride and to sit there and be like, the fucking founding fathers of America are the greatest fucking men that ever fucking lived, and hells yeah, they had the greatest principles and values, and I'm so fucking hard for George Washington. Like, that would be so weird. It'd be so fucking strange. I'm like, you're not even American. I mean, I guess you have become American.
literally are just Canadian. Like since when are you here and talking about who's this we shit? Like, are you speaking French? Do you think this is French Canada? You dumb motherfucker saying we baguette. He is from French Canada too.
I'm at a point now.
true.
I'm almost like a single issue voter on this. It's not the only issue, but it's the litmus test. It's a perfect.
Oh God, what a freak.
I don't want to vote for anyone. We get into 2024.
Oh man, it's true. It's true. I no notes. Normally I'd want to correct Hassan on an out of the gate take, but no notes. Also, props for Black Santa in the background. I just noticed that.
I'm not going to vote for you unless you promise me that sort of scene, that you're going to be sending federal agents into there.
Oh, the baby's gone. Bro, he heard us. He heard us making fun of him for having that fucking dumbass baby Matt Walsh behind him. You know his ass heard it, dude. It's gone. Oh God, that's weird. What is he doing with the baby? Now that we can't see the creepy baby behind him, one must only assume what is the most likely thing that happened, which is he took the baby home to do weird shit with it.
To arrest every adult.
Wait, is that true? Okay, sorry. I need to investigate more. I didn't know this. This is the first I've heard of it. So if you don't know, the creepy baby in the background, yeah, it's horrifying and it haunts your dreams. Now, it's probably going to be a lot of filler Christmas garbage, right? Am I the asshole? Matt Walsh decides, Christmas edition. It's so epic you do this, by the way. Can you imagine, like, if you basically shit yourself in public and then you had a show afterwards and you're like, did I shit myself in public? Was the smell that bad? Or did I trigger the libs? I think I triggered the libs. I'll decide. Yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. No, the baby's back. But I don't have a time frame. Okay, so vegan and milk cookies.
People would eat this on purpose. If you leave this for Santa Claus, you're not going to.
It's so sad. Like, genuinely. Could you imagine? Like, this is if I went after all the fucking weird ass meat diet motherfuckers like Jordan Peterson and his daughter. I was just sitting there with like, steak and shit, taking bites of me. Ugh, sick, disgusting. Oh, vile these creatures.
Any presents this year. And of course, my producer.
Okay, so the baby is back in the vegan cookies one. Media Matters top misinformers.
All right, I was pretty honored.
Oh, and the baby's gone. So the baby disappeared 3 days ago. So 3 days ago, Matt Walsh ran off with the baby. What he did with it, we don't know. He hasn't spoken about this. He's not made an official statement. So as of now, we don't know what happened between these two periods. But those are the two differentials. That's the exact moment. We can track it down to the video. Media Matters names the top misinformers of 2022 as of 3 days ago. And as of 2 days ago, Matt Walsh tries vegan milk and cookies. The baby is back. Back on the set. That's weird. That's weird. Not just the fact that he has that baby of himself as a prop. That's really fucking strange. But that it disappeared and we don't know why. And he won't answer any questions about it either. What is he hiding?
In attendance. Every adult in attendance. And every adult in the
What?
state.
He said he wants cops to go to drag brunch and what? He said he wants to go and have cops go to fucking drag brunch and arrest every adult in attendance.
Okay. I want law enforcement agents running up onto that stage, tackling that piece of garbage, that scum.
Oh, fucking big man over here, tough guy. This is fucking rich, and this makes sense. This dude was showing up in school districts that he doesn't even fucking attend. He had like, oh, I got a fucking place on Airbnb so I could go to this fucking school district and talk about how they're trying to trans youth and shit. Do you know how fucking weird that is to be like this invested, where you have to go to a school that your children don't attend to be able to be a fucking bigot and asshole? That is so fucking weird. Just to be there like, okay, so don't have any skin in the game in this one. Just want to say though, these freaks here are trying to fucking pervert our children. It's like, our children, motherfucker? What are you doing right now? Go home, you know? Like, you know those ads, do you know where your kids are? That's what your kids are watching for you. Like, do you know where your dad is? He's in a fucking different district being a fucking weirdo.
Dragging him off the stage by his feet while he's in handcuffs. That's what I want. I'll vote for any presidential candidate who promises that.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty clear cut. He's saying it, you know? What more do you want? What more do you want to hear from the man? He's just like, dude, if you're going to do like fascism to trans people, I'm fucking going to vote for you. That's crazy.
What you need to understand here is that we are dealing with pure evil. This is pure.
I mean, we are dealing with pure evil, but it's him. At least Ben Shapiro's sexy. This motherfucker ugly as hell. He be...
Oof. Oh, that's too bad. It's gonna be a hard one to walk away from. Someone gave me a little channel that I didn't know about and sent it my way. I don't know if they want to be exposed, so I'm not going to reveal their name via DMs, but there's an entire channel dedicated to Ben Shapiro flexing. Yes, Rachel Ben Shapiro flexing vids. At Rachel Ben Shapiro flexing vids 5693, and it's exactly what you get on the tin. It's just a whole bunch of Ben Shapiro flexing vids. Happy Valentine's Day to Ben Shapiro and his lovely wife. She better hold him tight. I wish I was his doctor wife. Oh, this is getting interesting. Do you think for a moment this could be run by Ben Shapiro? Do you think Ben Shapiro could be running this fucking channel? I didn't think that before until I saw this moment now. Because it's one of two very interesting things. It's either Ben Shapiro's running this, which, if true, would be one of the greatest things. What a way to finish 2022. This would actually be one of the greatest moments in human history, if true. Number two is that this is run by someone who's so obsessed with Ben Shapiro that she actually fantasizes about being his wife and runs a Ben Shapiro flexing channel. And still has the respect, by the way. Still has the respect to be like, I wish I was his doctor wife. I know I'm not. I respect the ring, okay? I'm going to go with Ben Shapiro right now, as of now. 50 Shades of Ben Shapiro. Date night with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is always so sweet when talking about who?
How important is physical...
Talking about his wife and marriage. Oh, Rachel, I'm so sorry. Honey, no. No. You can find someone who's not taken already. You don't have to hurt yourself like this, Ben.
Attraction in a relationship to you. Well, I mean, I have to think my wife is hot. I mean, like, I think that, and fortunately for me, on an objective level, she is. But physical attraction definitely plays a role. It can't be completely foregone.
Why do you have to think that? You should just think... Wait. You're under no pressure when courting to find the person with whom you are courting attractive. And this is no shade on your wife, by the way. Beautiful human being. I'm not here to shit on your wife. I'm actually here to be like, that's a weird way of phrasing it. Ben? Ben Shapiro's always so sweet when talking about his wife. Is this shade? Now I'm starting to believe this might actually be someone who is just distinctly beloved. Like, is this Ben Shapiro? Or is this someone who's in love with Ben Shapiro? I can't tell.
And it also can't be the only thing. How important is physical attraction in a relationship to you?
One more time.
Well, I mean, I have to think my wife is hot.
You have to. You have no choice. Ben Shapiro announces his wife is pregnant. Date night with Ben Shapiro. I'm leaning towards unhealthy parasocial relationship follower right now. This feels closer to unhealthy parasocial relationship than it does Ben Shapiro has actually made this. And I would love the narrative of Ben Shapiro. I'm just saying, from my assessment, this is the feels over the reels. I have zero facts on the ground right now. As of right now, though, Rachel, Ben Shapiro flexing vids, could end up being a super fan. This seems like a bit of a stock image, if we're being totally fair right now. This seems like a stock image. I don't know. Maybe I should put this through. Oh, do we actually do like an investigation? Should I run the stock image through Google image search and see what it pulls back? And then find out if this person happens to be someone that Ben Shapiro may in fact actually be obsessed with. And then it turns out that Ben Shapiro has actually crafted this entire universe and world. I mean, we could Alex Jones this one, you know? You got to show us the 50 Shades of Ben one? Okay, hold on. 50 Shades of Ben Shapiro. Woo, I was not expecting that. That one came out of left field. We got a torture dungeon and everything. Hells yeah. With the flex, by the way. Like, with the flex. Oh, I love this. This is amazing. Actually, you know what? I think I may be one of the first, you know, larger channels that's discovered this wonderful little corner of the internet. So I want to say on this Serf exclusive, and again, I'll give credit to the person who sent it to me because I did not find this on my own. Someone DM'd me this. Okay, I don't want to out them if they want to stay anonymous. Anonymous. If they want to stay anonymous, they can. Sorry, I'm having too much fun with this. Ben Shapiro glow up. Ben Shapiro singing a tune. Ben Shapiro flirting via bicep. Ben Shapiro and his wife couple goals. Gays for Ben Shapiro.
James says, Ben, I'm gay, but I fully support you. Sign up when someone showed me your gun show. I appreciate it, James. Those are not in conflict, by the way. I have a lot of fans who are gay, which is fine. I mean, why not? I mean, I'd be confused if that were not the case.
How kind. You know, as long as you subscribe, as long as you sub, everything's great.
James says, Ben, I'm gay.
Oh man, what a gold mine. I didn't know this happened. Cool. Flexing to Ben Shapiro OnlyFans. Ben Shapiro is hot. Ben Shapiro flirting via bicep.
John says I should start an OnlyFans. Well, Bella Thorne made like $2 million in a day from doing that. I just don't think that me flexing my my biceps is really, or my triceps is really going to make anything happen monetarily speaking.
Now I think it's him again. Now I'm convinced it's him again. I keep switching. Again, no data. I don't really understand what I'm seeing. But now I'm back in the yes, only Ben's. Sparkle Cat, credit, only Ben's. Ever since I heard about only Ben's, I'm starting to think this is Ben Shapiro. Maybe he's not just allowed to live his own truth, you know? Flirting via bicep.
I already gave the gun show. I can't give the gun show every 5 seconds. I mean, what do you want from me, Sarah?
It says music on top of it too. Who is Sarah? A new challenger approaches. That one's brand new because we knew about Rachel, right? We have Rachel at Rachel Ben Shapiro flexing videos 5693. So we knew about that, but I didn't know about Sarah. Okay, so we have a new character. Who is Sarah? Who is willing? I am going to assume these are like super chats of some kind, or is this on just the Instagram? Are you allowing anyone who wants to ask about the gun show, Ben? Interesting. Ben Shapiro's hot. Flexing too. How recent are these? Who's my celebrity crush? Celebrity crush, you ask.
I like him too. He my man, he my boo.
Oh my. We have to find out. I'm not going to be happy or content until I discover who's behind this account and if it is or is not Ben Shapiro. But it could be. Could be a super fan as well.
You need to literally, oh my God, you need to be institutionalized, bro, for takes like that. Holy fuck, dude. Jesus Christ, weeby.
The
Fuck.
people who are doing this are evil. The people that are attending it and the people who support it. Every single, I know people you don't want to think this way about your fellow Americans, especially if you go online and you see the number of just seemingly normal Americans who will defend this. And you think, I can't believe that there are so many evil people in this country. There are, and they are evil people. Who we should.
I love at that point. That's kind of like a self-realization. It's weird. You look at polls and you just look at the general consensus and what some people call the Overton window and just, I don't know, basic human decency. And it seems like not everyone is as bigoted or hateful and misguided as I am. That's. I mean, so you might think that, but like, keep on going because the rest of them, they're all evil. All of them. Every person is evil.
Not want to compromise with, not want to reach an understanding. I don't want to be nice and polite with you, and I'm not going to say, well, we disagree on these issues, but we can still be nice to each other. I don't want to be nice to you. I don't want to be around you.
Bro, it's just such a weird, like, I mean, he's saying the quiet part out loud, but he's like too loud. You know what I mean? Why are you so loud about this? It's weird, dog. Brother, this is weird. It's gotta be. People have to fucking think this is weird, right? Please tell me. Like, there's no way. His audience has got to be like diminishing. It has to be getting smaller. It has to, like, there's no way. This guy's literally just saying, like, I want cops to go and fucking kill trans people at their, you know, at their clubs. I want cops to just beat the shit, like brutalize trans people. I just don't know. I don't know what audience is out there for that. Like, I know people are transphobic, obviously, but the overwhelming majority of people are just like, the kind of transphobia that they demonstrate is more like, I don't really understand it, and they seem weird and gross. This is like way beyond that. And like, you all know what I'm talking about, right? Like, the average person that is like transphobic is just like, I don't understand it. I don't care about it. I just don't, I think it's like odd. I don't like it. That's what the average transphobe is. And that's because most of them haven't thought about it. Most of them only get like propagandized into feeling a type of way about trans people from gross losers, not like Matt Walsh, but like gross losers like Ben Shapiro, people with like a broader appeal, I guess. And then the level of like drag isn't trans though, right? Man, I'm talking about Normans, dude. The fuck do you mean drag isn't trans though, right? I'm talking about Normans. You think they know the distinction? Why do you think we talk about drag race and drag queens and shit all the fucking time? It's literally just another vehicle for them to vilify trans people. Just all queer people, okay? That's what it is. It's under the umbrella of queerness. And it's just like one of the more visible aspects of it, okay? My uncle has said so many times, why would a man want to be a woman? Like, they don't fucking get it. Yes. But there are varying degrees of transphobia. And for all the trans chatters in here, like, most people aren't like this, okay? I don't think. How is not caring transphobia?
No, they're not.
What? No, most people are just transphobic in the sense that, like, if push comes to shove and you ask them a question, they're like, oh, I don't get it. It's weird.
By the way, that same logic used to be used against fucking people who were gay back in the day. So if someone's just like, I just don't understand how you would want to suck another man's dick. It's disgusting to me. It's like, cool story, bro. That's fine. Just because it's not your thing, though, doesn't mean that it's not someone else's. And you shouldn't really be going after the people who do enjoy it because, again, if it's between two consenting adults, what does it have to do with you? What does any of this have to do with you? You know, if it's between consenting parents, consenting with their child, consenting with their doctor, why are you supposed to be a part of the conversation? Why do you need to be in the room, Matt Walsh? You don't need to be there. You don't need to be standing there. You don't need to be like, oh, well, your child has to be inspected before they can play sports at this school. Like, no, Matt Walsh, no, they don't. Like, that's not your concern. I don't understand why you have to be part of this.
And gross, okay? That's what I'm saying. That is still transphobic. To be like, trans people are weird, saying trans people are weird and gross.
We have to be accurate because they never are. Well, we do, because I totally know what you're saying, Callus. It's just like, that's back to that point I've always said where it's like rolling the boulder uphill. Like, it's the shitty part about having to be like, they can just scream something like, this castrates children. And you have to be like, okay, well, I'm going to explain to you why every major medical association in the United States disagrees with what you're trying to say. This is blah, blah, blah. And then, like, you are doing this. Well, they all have to be like, you're trans mad, right? Like, that's all they need to say to, like, enrage a whole bunch of people in their audience.
Like, that is like the most normalized position, okay? A lot of those
Put
people
into knowing what a woman was.
Guided by...
I love that, like, the conclusion of what is a woman, by the way, is basically like a woman is a person with a vagina. That was like the big thing. It's like, yeah, I traveled the world. I spoke to all the experts. I spoke to everyone. I even spoke to a whole bunch of like nomadic tribes in different parts of the world and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, we discovered that a woman is vagina. That's it. We got it.
Rigid gender norms
vagina.
That are profoundly important for
functional
everyone's development.
Functional vagina.
That's what
and
the social conditioning around gender is up until this very moment, and that's why that's their reaction to the existence of trans people.
I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to share a country with you. I don't want to share a planet with you.
By the way, I'm laughing because, like, I laugh at the fash. I like laughing at racists and bigots and fucking white supremacists and shit and transphobes. But, like, he's saying it out loud. He's saying it very clearly. So the people are always like, well, I think it's an exaggeration to think that they don't want trans people to exist. It's like, he's straight up being like, I don't want to share a planet with you. That's the thing he's saying. I don't want to share a country with you. I don't want to share a planet with you. I don't want anywhere to be around you. You want my own planet. I want Matt Walsh land. I want to have my own fucking planet. Give it to me. Played Mario Galaxy. I know how this works.
That's how much I despise everything you represent. So with this is not compromise, okay? All we can do with this is crush it. That's what you do with evil. And that's what we have to do with this.
Holy fuck, dude. Anyway, I don't want to. I mean, they are anti-science. Are you really fucking surprised? I am surprised. Because, like, when Andrew Tate comes out and says, like, reading is for pussies. Like, it's someone else's experiences that you're reading and learning from. learning is for pussies. Everything should be experienced. I'm like, damn, that's like literally just anti-being a human. When dumbass transphobes are like describing a medical procedure that they don't understand, that they're like not even they're not even describing it adequately, and they fucking do this. I'm like, dog, you just said you're anti-medicine. Like, you didn't say anything else. You just said you're anti-medicine, and I don't know how to respond to that. Is it not teetering on hate speech or incitement? It just sounds that way. No, it is hate speech. It is absolutely.
Oh, it's a
fucking
100%
hate
is.
speech. That's it. That's what this is.
Like, just because he's not rattling off every slur, because that's how some people seem to think sometimes these are like really extremist takes. Because Matt Walsh, he's an extremist. Make no mistake, the guy is a fucking extremist. He says shit that like, and fucking regurgitates all the libs of TikTok. We have to go after the doctors. We have to go out. Here's the address. Here's the email. Here's the phone number. Here's where this event is happening. Here's where this drag event is happening. Let's go after them. We have to change things. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm being gaslit. Oh, the left is trying to say that I'm a stochastic terrorist. Oh, the left is saying that I'm actually getting bomb threats called in. I didn't do it. Someone else did it. Look at all these other people. Andy No did it. You know, Tim Pool did it. You're not going after them, or you're going after all of us. What's going on? You can't even catch me. You can't catch the stochastic terrorist. That shit is really extreme. If he's straight up like, I don't want to be in a planet with you. I don't want to be on a fucking, I don't want to live in a country with you. I don't live on a planet with you. I don't want to ever have you exist anywhere in my proximity.
The woke left wants to take away your Chevy commercials and gas fumes.
But they see another battlefront to expose. Your car. The left wants to move America from this.
Here's a couple of things America got right. Cars and freedom.
Pride, good friends, and simple, honest value.
I think one of the funniest things is like looking at like commercial ad writers, you know, copywriters, and saying like the guys in the 80s that made these commercials were actually not woke. It's like, no, man, they were the gayest guys for the 80s. Like, it was still the gay guys writing the commercials, brother. It was the libs for their time. But because now you are a conservative in like 2022, you're looking back at like the gay guys that wrote the commercials in the fucking 80s and going, oh man, it's just like it was so good.
Okay, hold up. I gotta correct Hassan on this one. He's not totally right. It wasn't just the gay guys. It was also the cocaine. Yes, the cocaina. Yes, the pura vida. That was also fueling a lot of the, let's say, creative process behind a lot of the content that you saw in the 80s.
Back then. Like, who do you think the ad agencies were actually run by Don Draper? And by the way, also Don Draper, again, gay guy in comparison to the fucking hard hat wearing guy. Like, literally, this is why it's so funny whenever motherfuckers that are on Twitter are like LARPing as like white working class whisperers or whatever. Bro, you wear a cardigan, okay?
That's a great term. I'm gonna start using that. White working class whisperers. Yes. All right. Let's start using that.
You wear a cardigan, people are going to think you're gay in the places that you're talking about. Half of the motherfuckers that live in Brooklyn that claim to understand the real American working class would literally get hate crime in middle America. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
These are the things we know we can depend on.
Yes.
And move us on to this.
There we are.
That's it.
And there's no sound or film.
I'm sorry, are you juxtaposing and comparing for the class a commercial and a news clip of Kamala Harris filling up her car, the vice president of the United States? This is the Fox News content? This is what it used to be. Real men were men and drove trucks right into buffaloes. Yet they would just set their sights on a buffalo, hit down the gas, burn some CO2, and smash right through that majestic creature. That was America. And now we have this. Beta soy.
There is nothing.
So how do I know it's actually working?
It is.
If you think
That's so soy. Like, if you can't smell the fucking gasoline, the essence, the petrol, if you can't smell the fucking petrol, yeah, that's soy as fuck. How do I know it's on? We don't have the technology.
There's electric trucks, there's electric cars, everything is going electric.
Why are they like, oh god, they're like cavemen, dude. They're like mad at new tech.
That's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing, I know.
That's so embarrassing. I like, okay, off the top of my head, did this happen by conservatives when like the computer was being popularized? Like, you know how it went from being the size of an entire room, or even in some cases almost the size of entire complexes, from that, and it continuously got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. At a certain point, was there a right-wing backlash where they're like, what, using a Nintendo? That's so sad. And it's like, well, no, it's new technology. It's just, why wouldn't we use this?
Oh man, I can't believe there's electric buses now. Holy fuck. They're trying to make the world gay. Can't believe they won't let me burn coal to drive my car. That's what I want to do. They're making the cars electric, in parentheses, gay. You can't roll coal on an electric vehicle, brother. Anyway, the embarrassment is that these electric things run on coal and non-green power. I mean, there's that too. There's that funny moment. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene is working really hard, okay? Walmart, many of your customers in my district are reaching out.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this is fucking funny. MTG, the anti-Semite, she straight up was like losing her shit about dildos and vibrators at a Walmart. This is the person who, by the way, was just like caught having an affair with Zangief, and like, you know, a Zangief cosplayer, sorry, at the gym. But yeah, so she separates from her husband because she didn't honor her covenant to God, by the way, not a good Christian. Yeah, dishonored God pretty hard, hasn't apologized for it to the Lord, our Savior. And on top of that, she's having an affair with Zangief. And like, you're upset about the dildo aisle at the Walmart. You're like, this is the grooming the kids, all this stuff behind lock and key that they can't access without asking for a supervisor. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Not to me about sex toys being sold in your Dalton store. They're extremely upset and absolutely horrified. The sex toys are being sold openly right next to children's toothbrushes. This is grooming. First of all, how about they sell guns at fucking Walmart? Like,
that's it. Like, it could not be more stark. Why is that okay, but it's not okay to sell a machine that will help me come? Could buy the machine that will help me come, or help someone else come, or a partner come. That, or the thing that kills things. Could also buy the thing that kills things. That other thing. Yeah.
I feel like that's infinitely more dangerous. Like, it's Walmart. They sell everything. Marjorie Taylor Greene says the CIA killed JFK, but they can't kill Trump because the movement is too big. They killed Kennedy to stop him, but they didn't kill Trump. The movement is too big, so they have to kill it with lies, or so they think they can, but we all know they can't. Anyway, that was a good Marjorie Taylor Greene moment. It can be hard to wrap your head around how deranged Tucker Carlson can be, but I gave it my best shot. Here's a taste of the alternative reality Tucker Carlson created for his viewers in 2022. Shouts out to Kat for doing the Lord's work here. Let's take a look at what Tucker Carlson has said this fucking year so far.
All these nations preparing for World War Trans, they would like to see World War Trans. Men will not be able to...
Hell yeah.
Have children in, say, another 50 years. If it steals your sex drive, maybe it's stealing your soul. No one really believes in global warming. Misinformation can be true. Any American who disapproves of Joe Biden's performance is a terrorist. You're a terrorist.
Well,
You're a
I'm team trans.
You are guilty
if we're entering World War Trans,
terrorism. What terrorist? You're a dangerous
choose team
racist.
trans.
You're a racist. You're a racist. You're a racist if you notice, because you're a racist. This is a jihad, and they're coming for you. There is a strong political component to the Democratic Party's immigration policy. We're not guessing this. It's their electoral strategy. These are not the people you would import if you cared about your country. Graffiti artists, armed robbers, and subway rapists. They will change.
Finally diverse.
The electorate. Race war. That's what the collapse of civilization looks like. Oh, you're trafficking in misinformation. You're a conspiracy nut. You're a racist. Yeah, okay. Got that, you degraded freaks?
I'm surprised exploding milk porn didn't make its way. I mean, that was like, Tucker Carlson says a lot of unhinged shit, but like one thing that actually fucking broke me completely was when he did the exploding milk porn thing. You know, that was like a bridge too far for me, honestly. I really thought that was like, I mean, it can't get worse than that. You know what I mean? When you start talking about exploding milk porn. Also, the unfuckable Eminem story was this year. Unfuckable Eminem was this year. They're coming for Dr. Seuss was this year. There was a lot this year that was like fucking crazy, dude. Holly tells young men to turn off the porn and go ask a real woman out on a date. Turning Point USA, Toilet Paper USA had another conference. Had a no sex haver conference in Arizona. My faves were all there. Charlie Kirk, my king, my woke prince, threw yet another banger of an event. Isn't Josh Hawley the fake straight guy? I mean, I would never say that. I would never say that he's secretly a gay man. I would just simply direct you to watch a photo of him, investigate the footage of him kissing his wife on the lips, and then you can make your own assumptions off of that. But I personally would never say that Josh Hawley is secretly a gay man. I would never show you photos of him, you know, purchasing wine at Whole Foods at 3 p.m. looking sexy as a motherfucker. I mean, his pectorals, dude. His pectorals alone. I mean, too much pec definition for a straight man living in Missouri. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, let's watch what he had to say about young men. What is to be done about young men?
You can give yourself to and pour yourself out to. Young men, let me make a suggestion to you. Why don't you turn off the computer and log off the porn and go ask a real woman on a date? How about that? Just a thought.
I hadn't thought of that. I just thought I'd fap all day and then everything will happen my way. But this is a new idea. All right, let's try this one out.
Ask her out. Young men, why don't you be the ones who do the asking? How about that? Don't wait for her. You go ask. Show her a little respect. And then you take her out and you treat her right. How about that? Don't make her cater to your whims. Treat her right. Treat her right. Treat her like what she is, a woman.
Clap, stop, noticeably.
A person of incredible significance created in the image of God. And you know what? You treat her right, and then one day you do.
Well, you kind of skipped over the controversial part in the image of man's rib, not man, but man's rib. It's God, and then man, and then piece of man, and then woman. That's the hierarchy.
Do her the honor and show her the respect of asking her to marry you, and then you go get married. And
there was dirt.
Children.
Sorry. I apologize. I want to correct myself. There was dirt, clay, if you will. So man's rib, some clay. Bada bing. Woman. Take that, Matt Walsh. I fucking solved the problem in a couple seconds. There you go.
They were like, nope, not into that. Is there more? I feel like there has to be more from Turning Point USA. Toilet Paper USA usually has some fucking bangers, you know? Don Jr. suggests Twitter suppressed effective communicators like him and boosted inarticulate, ridiculous people on the right to make the right look like lunatics.
I promise you, the content didn't go to hell. The content was good, a little bit rough, but it happened like that every time. Right now we see it. Now we see it in the files. Whether it's Charlie, who's done an incredible job growing this group, then we saw it was me they were trying to cancel as well as part.
By the way, you know, for all my shitting on Charlie Kirk and how he's progressively losing the size of his face, he is organizing a very significant, as cringe as it is. Don't get me get me wrong. It is incredibly cringe. Everything about Turning Point USA is hyper cringe to us, of course, because we're on the other side of the political aisle. But all that being said, it's still someone who's decidedly taking a whole bunch of very big backers' money. We're talking huge corporate interests, a lot of insurance companies. You see the sponsors, right? They're private insurance, usually health insurance companies who sponsor all this shit because they want to, again, promote a future where they can make and maximize their profit with an ever-aging population in the United States and taking that money and turning it into political movements. But the thing is, it is also a lot of, idolatry. Treating every one of these people kind of like a god. I feel sometimes maybe that's why it's not as politically effective as the amount of money they spend on it. Because it's a ton of fucking cash goes into this shit. The production, the value, the stage, the size, all that kind of stuff. So a little bit of it. Also, probably moving towards that. Seem to have been hacked in 2000. 400 million Twitter accounts? Oh man, that's really bad. I don't have any private information on Twitter. I changed that a while ago.
Of that, I was shocking. I'm so shocked that people who are effective communicators, people who are willing to engage in the insanity that we are up against, of course those are the ones they shut down. You know who they put? The people who can't articulate a point, who look ridiculous, those are the people on the right, because we all have our lunatics. They'll boost that to make it seem like that's the fight between the one rational leftist and the lunatic rightist. But
wow. He's doing the classic conservative thing that I used to talk about all the time back when I used to debate viewers, which is like, oh man, well, the guys that you're talking to are crazy, but like me, I have good takes. It's like, no, motherfucker, you're just as crazy, idiot. You're just embarrassed that someone actually addressed your fucking points, and now you look like a fool. Like your side looks like a fool. Sick me at him, and I'd be different. It'd be different. It's like, no, it wouldn't. You're just as stupid. The funniest part about this is that he thinks he's an articulate user.
That right now we can identify as anything we want to identify as, but I want you to know that I identify as a proud election-denying deplorable.
You know what sucks is no one cares. I think I had, yeah, it's still here. Carrie Lake deletes tweet attacking judge as county official file for sanctions against failed GOP candidate. Maricopa County filed a motion on Monday for sanctions against former Republican gubernatorial candidate Carrie Lake. The motion was joined later on Monday by Arizona's governor-elect Katie Hobbs, who defeated Lake and is now seeking attorney fees and expenses, requesting about $37,000 paid as a sanction, according to local reports. Monday's legal battle in Arizona focuses on the fallout of Lake's allegations that the 2022 gubernatorial election in the state, which Lake lost, was rigged. Lake has law-spared former President Donald Trump's debunked claims that the 2020 election was stolen, and she had suggested that her election would be rigged even before the votes were cast. Adding additional drama to the unfolding story on Monday, Lake deleted a tweet attacking Maricopa County Judge Peter Thompson. Lake tweeted, "The dismissal of Carrie Lake's election lawsuit shows voter disenfranchisement no longer matters. Legal experts believe the decision by Judge Thompson was ghostwritten. They suspect top left-wing attorneys like Mark Elias emailed him what to say." Noted on Twitter, Lake deleted the accusation against the judge, writing, "A few days ago, I asked what conspiracy theory Carrie Lake would offer to why she lost her election contest lawsuit. It is more insane than I ever predicted. The dismissal of Carrie Lake's election lawsuit shows voter disenfranchisement no longer matters. Legal experts believe the decision by Judge Thompson was ghostwritten. They suspect the top left-wing attorneys like Mark Elias emailed him what to say." Ooh, it's ghosts. Scary.
Are you with me?
Kind of lukewarm, not gonna
And
lie.
my
Not very enthused. Epic. What are they? Well, what could they possibly be? I bet they're not normal pronouns. I bet they're not she, her. It's gonna be something else.
I just saw another red light go off.
Banger!
And my
Dude, get ready. It's
You couldn't even drop the one joke. That's pretty fucking sad.
gonna be a banger, dude. You know she's about to fucking pop off with some shit none of us have ever heard of, okay? She's about to be funny as fuck, okay? Trigger warning, you're about to laugh your ass off.
pronouns are I won.
No, she didn't say that. Mic drop. People are standing in the crowd for this. Bro, people stood up for that. Oh my God, dude. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome, dude. Now, that's comedy. Is she allowed to say that? Can she say that? That's crazy. All right, here's Andrew Lawrence says, Republicans are going to spend the next 2 years screaming that Dan Bongino's tweets didn't get enough retweets and that the nurses who administered COVID shots should be arrested. And Joe Biden's going to win a historic re-election landslide with an 18% approval rating. Wow, I wonder how the GOP frontrunner screaming about arresting doctors while talking in front of a giant screen of faces is going to play with the swing voters. I guess there's a chance they'll love it.
Action
Here it is.
Florida. You know, it is against the law to mislead and to misrepresent, particularly
Ron DeSantis is going to arrest doctors who administered the COVID vaccine.
when you're talking about the efficacy of a drug. We see just recently, Florida got $3.2 billion through legal action against those responsible for the opioid crisis. And so it's not like this is something that's unprecedented. So today, I'm announcing a petition with the Supreme Court of Florida to impanel a statewide grand jury.
It's also so wild he did this with like the Zoom call background as the background. It's just like, it's so much more ominous, but also strange. It's not like scary ominous because it's like, it's a Zoom call.
To investigate any and all wrongdoing.
He's boring? Yeah, he's very fashy Milhouse.
No way. What?
With respect to COVID-19 vaccines. And we anticipate that we will get the approval for that That will be something that will be impaneled.
We anticipate.
Bro, this is such freak shit. What is
Yeah,
happening?
it
Wait,
is.
is that
It really is.
Is that one of those fucking
It really
lame ass
is.
podcasters? Oh my god, hold on. Is that like the Dark Horse podcast guy or something?
Oh, Brett
What's his
Weinstein?
face?
Yeah, Brett Weinstein.
Brett Weinstein or
Yeah.
whatever? Dude, what the fuck? Yo,
The
what is
ivermectin
going
guy.
on, dude?
Yeah,
It's
he went
kinda funny
hard
'cause
on the
they're on their
ivermectin.
villain arc. You know what I mean? It's just like they're on their villain arc, dude. Republicans are like openly going for the villain aesthetic, I think. Yeah, Rhonda realized like the only thing that differentiates him from Donald Trump is like he could just like go hard on the vaccine stuff. So like because Donald Trump like made the vaccines. So
here's the
But
proof.
Given the apparent effectiveness of ivermectin at preventing COVID, given the fact that we are not vaccinated and therefore are more vulnerable to contracting it, I feel like I should be on it because as much as no drug is perfectly safe, I feel the danger of COVID in the world is much greater than the danger that comes from taking this stuff.
Brett, you didn't say, well, if that's the case, why not just take the vaccine, you fucking wank?
It doesn't have to be taken frequently. You take it 2 doses 48 hours apart, and then I think it's weekly.
Looks like a large dose.
There is no telling. I want to use the same standard of safety that the There you go. You decide if you want to take that. I'm taking.
I have been thinking about this, but I'm not going to make a decision. You're not
making a
at the first moment that you confront me with
Nice.
it.
Take the horse.
So and I wouldn't
Take the horse.
I would hope that no one would actually that you think on it, and you know we've been sort of enmeshed in this for.
So that's Brett.
he's going ham on that.
And that will come with legal processes that will be able.
There was a rise in sudden deaths, whatever that means, and therefore anti-vaxxers are claiming the vaccines are killing a massive amount of people. I'll say this much. First of all, it's infinitely more likely that the rise in sudden deaths would happen as a consequence of like long COVID, you know what I mean? Or COVID complications that we haven't even recognized rather than vaccinations. So that's number one. Number two, I think COVID is behind us in many respects in the eyes of the public. It's not behind us, obviously. Like people are still getting COVID. There's also like all these other fucking biblical plight style diseases that are running rampant in society. But most people don't want to think about COVID like no matter what. Like they don't want to think about it in any way. Even if they're like, yeah, I'm pro-vaccines, I don't give a shit. Like they don't want to hear someone be like, I'm still anti-vaccine. Like it comes across like someone who's like still trying to fucking harp on the good old days. Okay. Like people don't want to hear from people that are still like very pushing for adequate COVID restrictions and measures, which I understand why people are doing that. And people don't want to hear from people who are like, no, open up the fucking floodgates. Like COVID is fake. COVID is fake. COVID is fake. You know, the vaccines are killing people. Why do they not want to hear about it? Because like it makes them remember the dark times where they couldn't get jalapeno poppers at Applebee's. Like we're on year 3. Everyone just wants to not look back at COVID. Okay. No one wants to look back at COVID. So if you think that like COVID is a winning strategy for you, like speaking about COVID is a winning strategy for you, I don't think that's going to happen. Straight up.
To get more information and to bring legal accountability for those who committed misconduct. The second, because in Florida,
I don't think it's as
it is against the
successful.
law to mislead and to
That was funny. That was a lot of like rapid fire ghouls in a row.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demmel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Genital, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.